welcome to the Lesbian Chronicles video edition.
YouTubing it, maybe even TikToking it. I don't know.
I don't even have TikTok.
I know. I don't know how you survive.
I have to survive.
Like it's like become imperative in my daily life now.
This is kind of a part of our topic.
It is actually.
But I think that's why I don't get involved. Like Instagram already sucks so much life out of me. Like I'll be on there and then I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes just went by.
I know.
I can't add another time step.
I mean, that is one. Yeah. I'll agree with you there, and that does kind of link into our topic. But first, we wanted to plug our event.
Yes.
Our live event that's happening in Seattle in October 18th, that whole weekend. We've got a few other events surrounding our main event, but the main thing is October 18th. And
we have a couple special guests, and it's going to be super fun. But if you're thinking of like steps you can take, this is one. Like get a ticket and plan to go.
Yeah. And I mean, like we said, you can plan a whole weekend around it.
Yes.
And it's going to be really gay, and you'll have multiple opportunities to meet people. So I think, in my eyes, it's worth the whole plane ticket, the hotel room,
100%.
all that stuff if you don't live in Seattle or the surrounding areas. So I don't know. I'm stoked.
A chance to like build community with other people, but also the event will be a learning and kind of really cool, fun experience.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. And then we're gonna have an after party after the event. TBD on what it's going to look like, but there will be some kind of after party with everybody that came to the event as part of it. So get your tickets. They're on our lesbianchroniclespodcast.com. Go to our website. The tickets are right there, front and center. Get tickets.
People already buying them,
so
be sure to get in and buy your tickets now. October 18th in Seattle.
Yeah.
So.
And there is a limited number, so the sooner the better.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, you sent me this, I don't even know what podcast.
Okay, so I'm obsessed with this podcast, but I'm afraid to tell people because I'm afraid they're going to think I'm like a mega person, and I'm not. But the podcast is the All In podcast. I listen to it religiously.
I haven't heard of this.
Okay, I've never missed an episode. Like that, I'm obsessed.
What's the theme behind it?
The theme behind it is probably, it's a very niche interest, so not everyone's going to be into it, but it's very business, tech, some politics, but there are 2 moderate liberals and 2 Republicans, so it's like pretty balanced on the viewpoints. But I started listening to it from the tech aspect, but now I just love it. Like I don't know why. Like when the episode comes out, I'm super pumped.
Yeah.
And like this week's episode, I kept rewinding it. That's how into it I was.
Yeah. So she sent me the clip, and they were talking about dopamine hits.
Yep.
And basically how we're all kind of like wired for these dopamine.
And we weren't, is the thing. So the way of the world now with marketing and tech, AI, go to Vegas, like the social dilemma, everything is optimized for dopamine, including in my business. Like when we do social media, it's like you're optimizing what you put out there for dopamine hits. And so now that AI and social media is becoming such a huge part of everyone's day, our brains are changing. We have to have dopamine hits.
Yeah.
And it used to be, like for our parents, and maybe even when you and I were little, serotonin was kind of the drug. And serotonin is more of like a mood stabilizing, long-term kind of fix, not these quick injections of joy. And so when you're optimizing for serotonin, it's longevity, friendships, think relationships, it's your children, like these are long-term things. It makes you go to work every day to provide for these people that love you. It's like the old family structure. And now we optimize for dopamine. And so people now people have like a deficit of dopamine because they've become so addicted to the hit. Our children, I'm a little like this. Like I'm looking, and so how that's changing long-term structures, like societal norms, marriage, family, baby rates, like all these things are sort of shifting, and this is just one of a million reasons why.
Yeah. One thing that was really interesting to me about the whole thing was talking about ChatGPT, the AI platforms, where you can tell the AI thing what your problem is, like what's going on in your relationship, and the chat bot will like learn you so well that it's going to start giving you answers catered to who you are, and that's like 100% true. Yeah. Now when I use it, I never log in. I always use it in
a generic
like private incognito mode, because I don't want it to know me. I don't want it to be like, well, you asked me about this 3 weeks ago, and that this is, so it knows me, and it's going to start spitting answers that like make me think that I'm right, basically.
That's a really interesting. Somebody very recently, in the last 3 days, said to me that they have friends that knew about their relationship that ended. Like they were friends with them when the relationship was going on, and the advice those friends give versus the advice of like a neutral party who wasn't around for the heartbreak is very, very different advice. Kind of think like therapist advice. They didn't know your partner. They don't. Versus like this person that watched you go through the pain, how they give advice. And it is like, if they know you, they're pulling from a certain data set.
Right.
That I don't know, are you getting the best advice, or are you getting...
advice has been completely catered to you and your thought
and
process.
Other people like you.
And other people like you.
Yeah.
I think it is good to, kind of, I've used it lately to kind of like clear my head and like understand some of the feelings that I have that are coming up.
Right.
And it's excellent for that, I think. But I really try to cut it off after about maybe 5 minutes of using it.
Yeah.
Because I can see how if you develop a relationship with this thing, it's going to kind of warp your brain, and it's a dopamine hit.
It's a dopamine hit. And like, do you find that too? Like I think of TikTok, or I think of like, if I'm scrolling on Reels, it's like time
It
is
starts
like,
to learn you though.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing with, like that's why that's why the algorithm is so threatening to other social media outlets. Like now, okay, I'm probably going down like a rabbit hole here of like my theories around like why the U.S. wants TikTok to not be owned by, quote, China. And I think it's because the technology is so powerful.
Right.
It's an algorithm that Instagram, Meta, Facebook have not pinpointed, and TikTok is nailing it out of the park.
But from a business standpoint, think about that. I'm thinking it more from a social structure of families.
Yeah.
And like the old days, we would combine incomes, we would build wealth by buying a home together.
Yeah.
Like those norms are going away
completely.
Partly because people aren't able to stay in it long enough.
Right, exactly. And that's a whole other part of this, is that like dating apps.
Yeah.
Being on social media. There's the whole theory around the male loneliness epidemic. Incels. And I truly think that part of it is because of what they're seeing on social media, on dating apps, in pornography. Their mind of who they deserve to be with is light years out of their fucking who they should be with.
Dreams. It's true.
And I just saw this video on TikTok of like, it was like a group of men and a group of women, and like each woman is getting up in front of the guys and basically saying like, specifically there was a girl, her name's Riley, maybe you can look this up on TikTok, but she stands up there and she's like, my name's Riley, I'm scuba certified, I love traveling, like she has a lot of cool things about her. And basically it's like, what guy here would want to date Riley? It's a crowd of about 20 guys. Not one of them raises their hand. And these men, pretty mediocre.
They would be lucky to have Riley.
They would be lucky to have Riley.
Yeah.
And not one of them raises their hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, in their little dumb brains, they're thinking, I can do better than that. Like, I've seen better than that on TikTok. I've seen it on porn, And it's like, they're waiting for the next best thing. They're waiting for the dopamine hit. Riley's not giving them the dopamine. So they think,
And they don't know how to socialize. So it's like these boys and girls have been home and they're not going to work. So they've never learned the art of, hi, you look interesting. Or whatever the conversation is develops naturally. They don't even know how to do it.
Yeah. So, what is it, the Gen Z stare that people have talked about?
Where they can't put words
you go order coffee and your barista stares at you.
Yeah.
And I think part of it, with COVID, during those developmental years,
Yeah.
they weren't out and about. You know, you watch how your parents act in public too. Like if you're not going to the grocery store with your mom, or you're not going with her to the store and seeing how she interacts with the public, you don't learn that skill.
No.
You know, I like with my kids, I'm like, you're ordering your own food when we go out to dinner.
Same.
You know, like it's your job to speak up for yourself and do this.
And I think too, like with these kids, I don't want to go down a whole thing of like, the tech is so bad for them, but I do believe that Stanford did a study, like their brains are changing.
Yeah.
They need rapid fire. They're in deficit of dopamine because they've been fed so much dopamine that it's like, then how do you teach these girls and boys then to go grow up and value serotonin over the long term so that they can build something over 30, 40, 50 years? How do they do that then? And I don't know. We're going to find out.
Right. But they're being raised in the dopamine hit era.
Yeah.
Whereas we had to be bored.
We had to be bored.
Like, you know, I remember not having the internet, not having video games. You went outside for the entire day. Like, and my kids, I don't even know what they would do if I said, go play outside for the day.
Right. And I think the reason at our age, like coming out later, you're kind of thrust back into things like social media, things like dating apps. Mm-hmm. So you're forced to kind of do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff if you were still in your married life.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be trying to make friends or meet people to date. And so it's like we're having to take part in these things, but at the same time it's training us to have reliance on the dopamine hit.
Right, which is why I haven't gotten on TikTok.
Why you haven't gotten on TikTok, why you haven't gotten on the dating app.
Or Facebook.
Oh
my god, I didn't do Facebook,
yeah.
dating apps, or the only one I did is Insta.
Yeah.
And Insta I love. It's already, like, it's
I think that's just it. You only really need one. Like,
yeah.
But it's also, one of the things that they brought up on that episode that you sent me is that the dating apps are, you know, it's like
rigged against you.
Yeah, they don't want you to meet anybody. They want you to pay for the subscription, and to continuously pay for the next year.
They want to churn.
2 years.
Yeah. So if you know that,
why are you taking part?
Then
I mean, I'm torn about that shit though. I really am.
I know, because people do meet on there.
Yeah.
It's not,
I have met people on there. I have had successful relationships from a dating app.
Right.
So and sometimes it's like, where else do you turn? You live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, like how else are you going to meet people?
Right.
So
it's true.
Anyway, we talk more about this on our episode. It'll be episode 314, I think.
Check it out. Bye, guys.
Bye.